Hello, we're back and welcome to episode 7 of the All Sports podcast with BT, HK, and Dossa. You're probably wondering why I'm doing the introduction and Blake is not. Well, unfortunately, Blakey, he's come up a bit crook this week. He's got a big weekend ahead of him calling some AFL Grand Finals. So he gave us a call up this morning and said, boys, I'm no good. So we've got a special guest to replace him. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Beau Tennant, Blakey's brother, to the podcast. Bowie, welcome aboard, mate.
Thank you, mate. It's a pleasure. Obviously, massive shoes to fill. The big fella just talking too much over the weekend. Couldn't pull it together for today, but yeah, strike me for that one. But yeah, getting ready for a big weekend of sports. We've just had a big weekend of sports as well, so should be good to have a bit of a chat today. So
Great to have you, mate. I already love your energy. It's awesome to have you on board. And joining us once again is Harrison Keeling. Harrison, welcome, mate. Hopefully there's a bit more energy from you this episode, mate.
Yeah, gonna have to step up today in the absence of Blakey, so gonna have to talk a bit more and fill his big shoes apparently.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. I'm just looking at Beau's face, just pissing himself laughing. This is great. We'll start off with the way we usually start off, boys. We'll start with you, Bowie. How's your weekend, mate? Talk us through what you got up to.
yeah, no, just had a bit of a kick around at Tormore Reserve. Got bit obliterated in the last quarter by South Belgrave. Unfortunately, didn't get the chocolates. And then somehow ventured to a place that's well known on this podcast, stomping ground of a few, with yours truly. Harry was probably tied up with the missus or something. Didn't make his way.
In
But
better sleep.
yeah, no, it was good. Had a good night at the Dorset with Doss. And then Sunday watched some local footy. East Ringwood versus Donny East. Then now back to Mum's Sunday roast. So it was good.
How was that?
10 out of 10 as per usual. So
Yeah.
never faults there, mate.
Was it a chicken?
It was. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm still a bit flat that I haven't copped an invite to that, but that's all right.
Yeah, special guest only, mate. So
okay, yeah. Harry, how's your weekend, mate? Good.
Yeah, good mate. If I'm gonna be honest, can't remember really what I did. Went and watched our Mooraboc girls get a good win in their grand final.
It's good.
Celebrated a little bit with them after. So went home early, went and watched a movie, and went to bed. That was about my weekend. Nothing crazy happened.
Yep. So you didn't go to work hungover this weekend?
About the first time in 3 months I haven't.
Yeah.
So
no, that's all right.
You lose some.
Yeah, fair enough.
I had more of a crack than what some people did at that after party though. But
yeah, it was pretty quiet. Not gonna lie.
How about yours, Dossa? We're gonna hear about yours. Pick up any women on the weekend, mate?
Nah, mate. Just went and watched the girls play their grand final. And then what did I do? I went and watched Beau. Went and watched Bowie play. Actually, he played really well. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win, but that's all right. They'll hopefully get the win against Mitcham this week. And then ventured back to the club rooms and saw slow mo in peak condition. So that was good. And then headed to the Dorset with old mate Bill, and then went and watched local footy on the weekend as well. So I think I went and watched 4 games of footy or something ridiculous like that. So
Love it.
yeah, how good's footy, I reckon. But no, it was good. What was that?
Wrong podcast, mate.
Yeah, wrong podcast. Yeah, that's all right. All right. We'll get into a big episode this week. Lots to cover. So, Harry, do you want to kick us off, mate?
Footy, 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 footy.
Just looking at Beau pissing himself.
that's the best part.
So, Barry, you're a regular listener, mate. Is that your favourite part of the podcast each week?
Oh, I love it. I heard about the copyright issue. And so, I tuned in on the first one after it and just going, who the hell sung that?
Better than your brother singing the other day, mate.
Oh, that was pretty funny. That's a
Trophy.
voice that only a mother could love. Um,
I won't go there.
all right, we'll get stuck into the footy, as Harry said. We'll crack into the AFL first. We'll go through round 24. So it started on Friday night when Collingwood defeated Essendon by 70 points at the MCG. I was at the game. It was good to see the Pies get a win. I actually took my pa Roscoe to the MCG for the first time in 60 years. So he absolutely loved it. A few red ponies were drunk with good old Roscoe. And unfortunately, his beloved Bombers did not do too well. So, but yeah, he loved it, which was great. So it was a good win by the Pies, getting back into some form. Hopefully, they can carry that on into the finals. I just got a sneeze coming on here.
All right, thanks for letting us know, mate. No problem.
No, it's
Bless
gone
you,
away.
mate.
It's gone away. Saturday Arvo saw Hawthorn get defeated by Freo by 37 points in what was a pretty disappointing performance for the Hawks to end their season. The other Saturday Arvo game was North Melbourne took on Gold Coast at Tassie, which saw North Melbourne win by 35 points and officially lose the number one draft pick in Harley Reid. So that's interesting by the Kangaroos there.
That was a very interesting game. Very.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see much of it, but were Gold Coast up by 40 points or something, were they?
Did hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Apparently in the second quarter or something.
Yeah, right.
Saw
North.
Alistair Clarkson's like view on them winning and stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of other people had the same view. Like he said that it's more of an impact them winning this game than it is having the number one pick. Like he thinks there's more impact on the squad getting that win than it will be having Harley Reid or the second pick.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Interesting
I
view.
mean, surely like he's not even going to go to West Coast anyway.
Doesn't want to, so
Well, oh yeah, I heard West Coast is looking at someone else for the number one pick, or they're
Yeah.
looking to trade
WA,
it.
WA they're looking at. Can't remember his name now, but apparently
Yeah.
Franks and they want to pick him instead.
Yeah, it's pretty sad how it's come to that though. Blokes that bloody go number one any day of the week.
Yeah.
Soft by
Yep.
Harley.
What was that?
Soft by Harley Reid.
Yeah, it's a bit. Just getting back to the Essendon game and what Clarko just said then, Harry. I saw an interview with Zach Merritt and Kyle Langford. They were pretty disappointed in the way that they finished their season, and they're saying it's going to hurt a lot of blokes going into the pre-season. So where do you blokes? What's next for Essendon? Like, how do they respond from this? Like, obviously, a few weeks ago they'll win finals contention, and then probably two of their worst performances to end the season. Do you reckon this will affect them going into next year? He's just fucking sipping on a beer.
Yeah, just getting warmed up, mate. I think it hurts them a lot, really. I think probably looking back a month or so now, I was looking at them thinking they're going to be pushing fifth, sixth spot, and then last 2 weeks, what they've put together wouldn't even beat a West Coast side. Like it was shocking the last two, and then even the 2 weeks previous to that, where they only just beat North. Probably the worst month of footy I've ever seen by a club that was in finals contention.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They only just beat North and West Coast, didn't they?
Losing to them into the last quarter, so I think it's probably the worst month of footy they could have possibly played at the worst time. So I think it might be, unless they can pick up a couple of players, it might be showing what's to come for them in the next couple of years potentially.
Well, I think they delisted 3 blokes yesterday, but they were no real big name blokes. And I heard Parrish is pretty close to re-signing. So, but if I was them, I'd probably nearly let him walk. To be honest,
they want to. I've seen they're interested in Gresham from St Kilda. He'd be an all right pick up for him. Bit of flair. And then they're interested in a couple other people. I can't remember who it was now. I reckon it wouldn't be too bad if Parrish walked away. Not the worst thing they could do. But
yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Bowie, got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think especially with his value up fairly high now, I think probably the best move to get rid of him and get a bit of value out of him. And the club's already sort of in that phase of we need to make finals. So
yeah,
I'd probably let him walk too. But
I think it was Kane Corns or someone said that Parish wants 850 for 6 years,
I read that.
and then Essendon have offered him 750 for 5. So
Yeah, it's probably worth around that, I'd say.
$500,000 difference what they're looking at, like
over the years,
a lot of money over 5 years.
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, be interesting to see.
Yeah, very. Next game saw the Lions defeat the Saints by 12 points. Pretty gutsy effort by your Saints there, Harry.
Yeah, I was happy with how they played. They were under the pump the whole game. What's their names? Lions had like 30 scoring shots, and our defense held up really well against them and kept them to what could have been a big blowout. So I was pretty happy with how we finished off the year.
What's your expectations heading into finals, or are you just happy that you guys made it?
I think I'm happy that we made it this year. I think it's finally showed that we can finish off a season. We've struggled the last probably 5 years in finishing off seasons. I reckon we can beat GWS. We've beaten them this year, GWS, and we look good against them. So I'm hoping we can get through this week. I don't have high hopes about going any further, but
so
we can get the week out of the way. It could be huge for us.
When did you beat them? Was that down here or up there?
Up there.
Early on in the season or recently?
End of May or about then. So what's that? Around 8 maybe?
Fucking no idea. Yeah, right.
Early on in the season it was. Probably around 6 maybe, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Well, so we played good at Marvel though. It's definitely something.
It's at the G though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that because more tickets.
Oh well, we're gonna lose them. We don't play well at the G.
Yeah, it's at Marvel. We'll discuss the finals fixture in a minute, but I'm pretty sure it's at Marvel at MCG.
Look at his Rog.
Next game saw the Bulldogs defeat Geelong by 25 points down at GMHBA Stadium. Unfortunately for the Dogs, they missed out on finals. Probably didn't deserve to be in the finals after losing to West Coast, but probably a season to forget, I'd say, for the Dogs. Do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree. The talent they have coming through though.
They just need a back line.
They do, yeah.
Keith's no good.
I think they got a 3 years coming through though.
Who was that?
Bulldogs, the one we're talking about.
Yeah, who's coming through?
They're young guys.
Yeah, they've got a couple of good ones, yeah. West Coast were defeated by Adelaide by 45 points, which saw Taylor Walker kick 9. It's been a long year for the Eagles. They farewelled Luke Shuey, Nick Nannui, and Shannon Hearn, but unfortunately couldn't get the win for them. Probably a year to forget for the Eagles. And they have officially re-signed Adam Simpson for their coach at 2024. I think that's probably the right decision, just because of how much they've been hit by injuries. But
I'd agree with that. It's interesting to look at. I look at the thing today. If Adelaide were to kick the goal against Sydney, they'd be in the 8. They'd be sitting 8.
Is that confirmed, is it?
Yeah, 100%. Because Sydney would have lost and Adelaide would have won, so they would have been sitting in the 8 by percentage.
Yeah.
I reckon West Coast season isn't one to forget. I actually reckon it's one to remember, to be honest. I think they've got to look at this year and they're going to learn so much from it, and they're going to, they're only going to go up from here. So I actually reckon it's I know they didn't win that many games, but I reckon it's good for the footy club to look back and analyse what went wrong and how they can, be at the Geelong Hawthorn level for a long sustained time. So
yeah, well they won 3 games, including they beat GWS earlier on in the year, so they're better finals team. So
beat Bulldogs as well. So there's 2 teams.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that's it. Finals chances. So that's a big win for them.
Yeah,
carry that on to next year. If they can win 5 or 6 games next year, that'd be big for them.
Yeah. I think they've got to recruit pretty hard though. Get some mature age players in.
They need to.
I'm not too sure who they would chase, but
interesting to see who wants to go there.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. We'll move on to the Sunday game. Saw Port Adelaide take on Richmond and Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide ended up being 31-point winners. Tennant, for the fans out there, Beau is also a Richmond supporter. So, I'll get you to give us a rundown on. I'm not too sure if you watched much of this game. You can give us a rundown on this game, or just give us your thoughts on Richmond's season and things to improve on and stuff that you liked about Richmond's season this year.
Yeah, well, pretty competitive the whole game. It actually reminded me of Saturday's game that I played. And then in the last quarter, you could just tell that Port Adelaide ramped it up in the fourth quarter, ended up running away by, I think, 6 goals or something. But I think positives this year is Dusty's still got it. He's still got a bit, like, he's not going to be the 2017 Dusty, but he's still got that flair and smarts that he's always had. Another, I guess, plus is probably the the players that were sort of mid last year. They've improved heap. So Dan Rioli sort of has bounced up. Almost had an All-Australian year, I'd say, but the last half he sort of slowed down a bit. You look at Baker, Shea Bolton, these sort of blokes. My negatives probably are around our coaching, to be honest. I don't know what we're going to do. McWalter, I don't know if he's the guy. I heard there was rumours that Chris Newman might be coming back to coach. But yeah, I think that's probably the only negative. Tom Lynch getting injured obviously doesn't help. So
No.
yeah.
I heard Adam Uze's been interviewed as well for the Richmond job.
Yeah, wouldn't mind that. That's I think most Richmond fans would like to see that happen. So
Yeah, he's done his craft for sure. He's probably the most ready-made coach out of the lot, I'd say. Adam
absolutely.
Uze. I don't think he's coached his own senior side though. That was the only question mark over his head. Whereas Newman and a few others have coached VFL clubs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, no, I was going to ask you a question, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. I'll move on to the next game. Sydney played Melbourne at the SCG. Gutsy effort by the Swans, but Melbourne too good in the end, winning by 21 points. Sydney could have got a home final if they had won this game, so I reckon they're maybe kicking themselves after losing this, but they'll take on Carlton in the first final.
Got a question for you. Do you reckon Fritsch is a huge player, like probably their best player at the moment in terms of the impact he has on a game?
Oh, you saw on the weekend he come back from a broken foot and kick 5. And I think especially now with Melksham out, he comes even more important.
Who do they bring in? Because they had Grundy kick 3 and have 35. They had
it's a good question.
Donald kick 5 on the weekend. James Jordan kicked 2 and had 35 as well.
I don't know, like there's no real like for like replacement for Melksham.
I agree with that. Well, not even James Jordan a bit. He plays a similar role.
James Jordan's more midfield though.
I do agree, but like in terms of size for size, what he can give you.
Just looking at their team, they've only got 2 key forwards in Joel Smith and Jacob Van Rooyen. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do bring a Tom McDonald or maybe a Grundy in just to try stretch Collingwood's back line. But then I reckon that might throw their forward balance out a bit.
So who are you leaning towards they'll pick?
I reckon they might bring like a Harms in, James Harms, and play him as like a forward. Or push him into the midfield and play Petrarca more forward. I'm not sure.
You push a midfielder in and play Petrarca forward. He's so dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they were 21-point winners over the Swans. And then I'll move to the last game, Carlton and GWS. GWS stormed home to win by 32 points, securing their finals campaign and kicking the Bulldogs out. It was a good performance by the Giants, obviously against a red-hot Carlton. Toby Green doing Toby Green things again, kicking 3 or 4. It's good to see the Giants in the finals, I think. I reckon Adam Kingley, what he's been able to do turn their season around is fantastic to see.
Yeah, some people are saying coach of the year. So
I saw the coach of the year. People thinking it's between Craig McRae, Ross Lyon, what's Adam Kingsley, and I can't remember who the other
Michael
coach.
Voss, was it?
It might have been Michael Boss. They're the four they're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably agree with that. He's been good for him, for sure.
Been very good.
What's your thoughts on Wiedering getting off?
If it was any other player, I feel like I would have been done. If it was Toby Green who did that, he'd be out for 2 weeks.
100%. That's what I think.
I think Wiedering's got a good name for himself, and that's what helped him.
Yeah. And Charlie Curnow secured his second Coleman medal in a row.
Bloke's a freak, but he does get some free kicks, but he's also a freak athlete.
How many did he end up kicking? I didn't actually watch much of this game. I know he kicked 2 in the first quarter, but
I think maybe.
I think
how many?
he kicked 3.
Yeah, I think he kicked 3 in the end.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they just rested him.
Yeah. Oh, so that'll conclude round 24 and the home and away season this year. We'll quickly read out the fixture for the first week of finals. We won't do our prediction. I would get Beau's predictions, but we'll save ours for next episode, Harry.
Yep.
So Collingwood and Melbourne play each other on Thursday night at 7:20 at the MCG. Bowie, who's your tip for this one, mate?
This is probably the toughest pick. I don't think anyone would have a clear say. I am going to go Collingwood after their first half performance against Essendon. But yeah, this is literally. Don't be surprised if there's a draw on this one.
Ooh,
Jesus, that's a big call. That's a Blake Tennant call right there.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Friday night, Carlton take on Sydney at the MCG at 7:50. Tough game again.
Yeah, I think it's see, I really want to say Carlton, but I just can't see them. I am a Carlton hater. I don't fancy them at all. So I'm going to go with Sydney on this one. I think they're their game. They won the last game, did they?
Nah, they lost to Melbourne.
They lost to Melbourne. Yeah, they yeah. I don't really. Carlton's performance last week sort of threw red flags. So I'm gonna go Sydney. Sorry. Yeah.
Saturday afternoon at the MCG, St Kilda take on GWS. So there you go, Harry. It is at the G.
Yep, it was the G.
Yeah. Saints.
Saints.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the first week of finals, Brisbane take on Port at the Gabba.
Yeah, tough one again. To be honest, like Brisbane are hard to beat at the Gabba. And I just feel like I predicted at the start of the year that they'd win it all. So I just feel like this year's their year. They keep on getting up there. So I'm actually going to go Brisbane on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Bowie. Did you have anything you wanted to add in for AFL round 24 or the first week of finals in your notes there, Bill? He gets his notes ready.
No, I don't think I do. I'm just I think this final series is it's going to be a good one. It's just a bit sad Richmond's not there. I'm just so used to it. Anyway, we had our fun. Good to see a couple of new teams in there. Carlton is one. So it'll be good.
All right, that for you, mate. Well played. What was that, Harry?
We should get Bowie on instead of Blake every week.
Yeah, might have to. So, boys, I'm sure you're well aware. Yesterday, the All-Australian squad got announced.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of controversy. So what we'll do is I'll read the squad out, and then I think you boys have prepared a team.
Yep.
You believe?
Yes.
And then we'll talk about some of the players that we think shouldn't have been in and players that should have been in the squad. So I'll read out the squad. So from Adelaide, Jordan Dawson and Taylor Walker. Brisbane got Harris Andrews, Charlie Cameron, Joe Danaher and Lockie Neal. Carlton got Paddy Cripps. That makes me fucking sick. Charlie Curnow and Jacob Wiedering. Collingwood have got Josh Dacos, Nick Dacos, DeGoey, Darcy Moore, and Isaac Quainer. From the Bombers, Kyle Langford, Zach Merritt, and Mason Redmond. Fremantle, Luke Jackson, Luke Ryan, and Caleb Sarong. Fucking sickening. Geelong have got Tom Stewart, Gold Coast Noah Anderson, GWS, Cornelio, Green, and Green. Hawthorn, Luke Bruce, John Newcomb, and James Sicily. Melbourne, Petrarca and Viney. North Melbourne, Nick Larkey. Port Adelaide, Zach Butters, Dan Houston, and Connor Rosie. Richmond, Dusty Martin. St Kilda, Rowan Marshall, Jack Sinclair, and Callum Wilkie. Sydney, Nick Blakey, and Earl Goulden. West Coast, Oscar Allen, and then the Bulldogs, Marcus Bontempelli, Tim English, and Libba.
Oh, did you miss? Wasn't there Tim Taranto? Oh wait.
Oh, did I miss Tim Taranto? Hang on.
No,
Oh,
he didn't.
wait. Oh, he didn't make it. That's right.
Oh, who's
Fuck.
doing this squad?
Thank God he's on the panel. That's the problem.
That
Oh.
has to be the worst All-Australian squad I've seen in a long time.
Oh, it's. I know he butchers the ball, but he kicks goals.
The fuck thing is, I reckon Taranto will finish top 5 in the Brownlow.
Yeah, he will.
He'll be top 3.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Like,
He had
how
a
do
few
you,
favourite games.
I just don't understand. He's come to Richmond. He's going to win Richmond's BNF, I reckon, if not Dusty. And he
He'll-
still can't make the squad. Like, Kane Corns has made a fucking fool of himself here.
Yeah.
It's an interesting decision not having him in there.
I just
Like-
don't understand.
I respect Newcomb, I respect Noah Anderson, but I just would put him over the top of those players.
I'd put him over to Goey this year. I'd put him well and truly over Luke Jackson.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the Luke Jackson thing, right? So what these squads looking at this squad, what the selectors are trying to tell me is Luke Jackson's the third best ruckman in the comp from this year.
No way.
Like,
Yeah.
he's had a good couple of games since Darcy went out, but fuck,
Yeah.
he's been not that good.
He hasn't been all Australian material. He's been good, but he hasn't been all Australian material.
No, well, he's played 23 games, he's kicked 22 goals and averaged 15 disposals and 18 hitouts.
Nothing crazy there.
He's ranked 13 in the comp for hitouts, and he makes the All-Australian squad.
Oh, wow.
It baffles me. The only thing that I can half consider the selector scene is he's probably the best ruck forward in the comp, but
Agree with that. But
still not good enough to make the squad for me.
Yeah.
do we want to go through our squads then and have a look?
Yeah, I just want to say Sam Taylor as well was extremely stiff to miss out. Very stiff. Yeah, we'll go through our teams. Harry, you want to start us off?
Yep, I'll start from the full back line here. We have Jordan Dawson, Darcy Moore, and James Sicily.
Yep. Do you want to read your whole team out, or you
I'll
want to
go? I'll go the whole team if you want. I thought we were just going to go 3 by 3 and see what.
Oh, what do you reckon, Beau?
Jordan Dawson was in. I had him somewhere in my midfield. So interesting there, Harry.
All right, I reckon we'll read it line by line then. So,
Okay.
Beau, do you want to read your back line out?
Line by line, full back line, Bowie.
I had Sicily, Wilkie, which is controversial,
I like
and
it.
Luke Ryan.
I had Sicily, Harris Andrews, and Jordan Dawson.
Interesting.
Okay.
I put a couple of similar. We all had Sicily in there. I think that was
Yeah.
given. That was given. In there.
Yeah.
Jordan Dawson's all in our team somewhere. I think that's
Yeah.
given as well.
For sure.
And half back line, I've got Jack Sinclair, Harris Andrews, Nick Dacos.
Yeah. I had the same. Nick Dacos, Sinclair, and Darcy Moore at centre half back.
I went a little bit differently. I went Sinclair, Moore, and Houston on the half back.
I do like Houston off the half back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even though this is a bad All Australian squad, I would say it's hard to pick your 22 from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So many that I reckon I did this team for about 15 minutes, putting people in and out, trying to figure out.
Yeah, like that Wilkie pick was hard for me because I feel like Wiedering had a great year.
I feel like Wilkie's been the better defender than Wiedering, though.
I
Yeah, agree. That's
I
why I picked him.
think Wilkie's probably been one of the best pure defenders out of everyone in the whole year. We led the league in marks and was averaging 20 touches on the year, so it's a fair year for him.
100%. Yeah.
And then I think it was top 2 for one-on-one wins or something.
Yeah,
so
it usually is.
Yeah.
Centre line, I think we'll all have pretty much we'll have the same wings, I'm guessing. But I've got Errol Gordon, Caleb Sarong, Josh Dacos.
Yeah, I put Dawson on the wing. Bit weird, and then I had Butters and Josh Dacos.
I went Josh Dacos, Nick Dacos, and Errol Gordon.
You don't have Gordon in your team, Bowie. I'm actually not having you on the podcast ever again. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I've got him in there, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Sure, because that would have been daylight robbery. Right.
You can't average 27 touches and a goal and not get in.
And he's the hottest player in the AFL right now.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think who was in your middle there for it, Caden?
I had Nick Dacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half forward line, I had Dusty, Larky, and Petrarca.
Dusty, Larky, Petrarca. Yeah. I had Toby Green, and I don't know if we're doing this, but I've named him my captain. And then we've got Nick Larky and Petrarca.
I went Dusty, Taylor Walker, and Petrarca.
I think we've all gone a pretty similar forward line overall. I've gone full forwards: Taylor Walker, Charlie Curnow, Toby Green. I've got Toby Green as my captain and Taylor Walker as my vice captain.
Okay.
I had Charlie Cameron, Curnow, and I put this might be controversial. Jordan De Goey forward pocket.
Jesus. Okay.
I don't even think he should be in the 44.
I don't actually think he should be either, but
yeah. From what I've seen in games, he's
the games he's played, he's been good. Yeah.
He hasn't missed too many, but
he missed 6.
Could be in there ahead of him. I think.
Who?
Probably should be players in there ahead of him.
Yeah. Who do you reckon?
I think so.
Well, I went Charlie Cameron, Charlie Curnow, and Toby Green in my forward pockets.
Yeah.
All pretty through there.
Yeah.
Followers has.
Followers have got Rowan Marshall, Marcus Bontempelli, and Zach Butters.
Yeah. I had Tim English as my main ruck this year, and then I had Bontempelli as vice captain, and then Lockie Neal in there. And then I put in here Tim Taranto. I don't know if he's.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, anyway.
Kane, he knows. Kane Corns knows him well.
I went Rowan Marshall, Zach Butters, and Marcus Bontempelli, and I made the captain.
Like it. So pretty similar.
Pretty similar midfields there, yeah.
And on my interchange, I got Tim English, Tom Stewart, Mason Redmond, and Lockie Neal.
Mason Redmond?
Yeah,
Redmond.
Fucking hell, okay.
He had a really good year. I watch a lot of Essendon games because Annalise's old man's Essendon.
Yeah,
and
I suppose.
He throughout that, when they were winning games, he was dominant. Even when they were losing, he was still dominant, but he won them some of those games.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all right. Bench for me, Marshall, Dusty Martin, Golden, and Tex Walker.
I can't believe you haven't put Dusty on the field as a Richmond supporter. That's crazy.
Yeah, his first half of the year was a bit,
I went the traditional 1 back, 1 forward, 1 mid, 1 ruck on the bench. So I went Lockie Neal, Nick Larky, Timmy English, and Callum Wilkie.
Yeah, I think this year's changed a bit. Like having the 3 talls, Larky, Curnow, and Tex Walker. I don't think we've really seen that.
You've got to fit they got to put all 3 of them in, don't they? Surely.
Yeah, definitely.
Like what Larky's been able to do in a shit side's pretty fucking good.
Been doing it for years now, though.
Yeah. And Larky's only played West Coast once, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he only played them once.
So Curnow and Tex obviously had massive bags against West Coast.
Yeah.
You can just imagine if Larky had that extra game, I think Coleman would be on a different neck.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Harrison.
No problem, Bill. Do we
Very
think we
good.
ever see a small forward win the Coleman in the next 5-10 years?
It's gonna have to be someone pretty special, to be honest. I think.
I reckon Charlie Cameron would have the best. I would think.
Yeah.
It was another one would be Papley if he gets fit, has a good full year.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to have a very big year as a small forward, though.
You'd have to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough. All right, boys. Anything else you want to touch on for the All Australian team and squad?
Just like how they've done. They've got women in there this year, not actual just midfielders that you can push that to a wing. Like they
I
usually.
agree.
Like how there's two genuine wingers that have played the role so good all year.
Yep, agree.
Do we have any other ones that we reckon were snubbed? Taranto, Sam Taylor. Is there anyone else that you boys reckon?
I mean, if you're putting Luke Jackson in there, I'd have to say Gawn. He got snubbed. If you're looking at Luke Jackson as the third best ruckman,
Yeah, for sure.
so
Probably the only other one that I can think of would be Brian Myers, but you could probably argue that he didn't kick that many goals. But I think he played that high half forward role.
better than anyone.
Yeah.
I'd say that as well. I'd think he got. But then at the same time, who are you going to take out for Myers? Like if you look at
exactly. Yeah.
You're not taking DeGoey out ahead of him. You're not.
Is Andrew Brayshaw from Freo stiff not to make it as well? Didn't he lead the comp in disposals or second?
Second to Sarong, so I would say he might be a little bit stiff.
I got a bit of a weird one. Dill Moore.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I'd say Luke Bruce ahead of him still. Like if you're looking at that team.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I don't disagree where you're coming from, though.
I don't know how Kyle Langford made it.
Kicked 50-something goals or something.
He dominated the back end of the season, I think. But at the start, he struggled a bit slow. He was kind of their swingman, though, until he started to kick goals forward. I can see why he's there. He won't make the squad.
Langford. Yeah. Harry Sheasel, you could argue, is a little bit stiff. But
quite middle part of the year.
Played in a shit side.
Yeah, played in a shit side. Tim Kelly is another one, but also played in a shit side. Nick Blakey, I was a little bit surprised by.
I was a little bit as well, yeah.
His run and carry's pretty damaging, though, I suppose.
It is, but I just don't think he's done enough of it.
But yeah, Taranto would have to be the most snobbed.
He should have been in there, 100%. There's
What was that? Yeah, in front of Cripps, yeah.
I think he could honestly win the Brownlow. Like, that's what
Taranto.
I reckon he could win it.
Yeah. Big O's probably a little bit stiff.
Your man.
My man, probably the third or fourth best ruck in the comp.
Not wrong there.
Least make the squad.
Montrose boy.
Yeah, Montrose boy.
If Luke Jackson's in there, then he's stiff.
Yeah, for sure.
The people that are in there versus people that aren't, that's where you look at it. And he'd be stiff then.
Yeah. All right. I think that'll do us for the All-Australian squad and our team. So good work, boys. I think we had a pretty similar bunch there, which is good to see. Maybe we should take over Kane Corns' job, the fucking useless cunt.
Nice, wouldn't it? I'll take his salary as well.
I'll quickly read out the All Sports team of the week for round 24. Last one of the year. So from the back line, Callum Wilkie, Jaden Laverde, and Braden Maynard. Half backs, Lockie Whitfield, Tom Stewart, Callum Mills. And the centre line, Isaac Smith in his last game, Andrew Brayshaw and Earl Gordon. Half forward line, Connor Rosie, Nick Larkey, and Dustin Martin. Forward pockets, Bailey Fritsch, Tex Walker, Lockie Neal. Sorry, Toby Green. Followers, Rowan Marshall, Lockie Neal, Zach Merritt. On the interchange bench, Trelaw, Sam Flanders, Rory Lobb. And I put a bit of a roughie in here, but I thought his role on Aaliyah was fantastic and Noah Bolter. Yeah. And the substitution, I went with Jack Ginnivan from Collingwood.
Very good game, yeah.
He did play well. So
He needed that with Bobby. He'll come back in.
yeah, he
No,
did.
He was already, yeah.
Yeah, no, Bobby came back in. Yeah,
So he needed to step up, and I think he can play those two smalls, Doss. I reckon you can.
yeah. I don't know if he can play Ginnivan, Hill, Elliott, and Beau McCreary, but lucky I'm not a selector because I don't know who I'd take out. That's for sure.
If I reckon he'd be the only one, really.
Who's that?
Ginnivan.
Yeah,
But if he keeps producing those type of games,
he
go.
just had some spark about him.
Yeah, he went back to those. Yeah, where he played a couple of years ago. He got back to that type of footy.
Yeah, I agree. So, is there anything else you boys want to touch on AFL?
No.
I'll talk about it a bit more with my segments later.
Ooh,
Okay, I like the sound of that. Sounds
well.
good to me. I'll quickly touch on the AFLW gets underway on Friday night. So just read out the fixture. I'm not too sure whether you boys are going to follow it too much.
Yeah, I hope to get into a bit more this year. It's getting really popular.
Yeah.
It's great to see the skills evolving as well. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, some of these girls, gee, they can kick an handball. So,
Hey, Bowie, just a question for you, mate. Who do you follow in the AFLW?
I follow Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
wouldn't
fair
I?
enough. No, I thought you were a Brisbane supporter with me, but obviously not.
Yeah, I do. My favourite player is Taylor Smith.
Yeah, Tay Smith. Yeah, so I'll read out the fixture and then we'll just have a little chat about some players we think in our season predictions. So Melbourne take on Collingwood on Friday night at Icon. Saturday afternoon, Carlton versus Gold Coast at Icon. Adelaide versus Port at Norwood Oval. Geelong versus Bulldogs at GMHBA. And then Hawthorn versus Essendon, the traditional rivalry at Frankston. Sunday, North take on St Kilda at Bluntstone. The Brisbane girls take on Richmond at Brighton Homes Arena. And then the Sydney Derby, is it? No, the Battle of the Bridge or whatever they call it. Swans take on GWS. And then the Derby in Perth, Fremantle versus the Eagles. So, boys, can I get your premiers and best and fairest winner for the season predictions? One of you want to start us off?
You want to give us? We always start, mate. You want to give us your ones, Captain?
He's going to be quiet. I don't reckon he has any bloody predictions.
I don't think he's got
Oh,
any.
you're talking to me?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't really like. As I said, I'm keen to start watching it now, and I'm just gonna put Richmond best and fairest. Richmond grand final winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hope to see Katie Brennan bring it home.
Yep. That's all right. I like that. Harry?
I got no clue about it at all. I haven't watched enough of it in the recent years or know enough about it yet.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do the same as Bowie back in St Kilda. And I got no clue on the best and fairest, but I'm going to watch it more closely this year. So we'll have something for you hopefully after this week.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to go Melbourne as the premier. And for the best and fairest, I'm going to go with Knack Rider, yeah. I think we're going to go Ebony Marinoff from Adelaide. I reckon she's going to have a pretty big year. So
nice.
Lucky thinking that.
That's my prediction. So anything else to AFLW?
No, just keen to see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I think they play 10 games this year, so this season.
That's so. By the way, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Give them a full season, honestly.
Let them have a crack at it. Like, what's worse that can happen? It doesn't work, and you have to go back to 10 games the following year. Like,
exactly right.
Give them a crack at it at least. They meant to know that they can't do it if they haven't given them a chance.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, we'll move into local footy. Blakey's specialty usually, so I'll quickly run over. We'll go through the AFL this week. So Premier Division finals got underway this week. Saturday, Baldwin defeated Blackburn 114-50. And then on Sunday, me and Bowie went down and watched at Jubilee Park. Doncaster East 97 defeated East Ringwood 48. And it sees Vermont and Roval face off next week, and then Baldwin and Donny East play each other next week. So that's the Premier Division. Bowie, any comment on the game? Or
Yeah, Donny East always looked too much for East Ringwood. East Ringwood really need to look at getting another tall forward, I think. They can't just rely on Trent Farmer in Premier Division. You look at other Premier Division clubs and they've just got, talent all across the board. But East Ringwood's young players are so exciting to watch. The list goes on. So, but yeah, I do think Baldwin will take the chocolates this year. That's just my prediction.
Yeah. Sort of looked like Donny East's big boys went to work in the middle, didn't they? DeLuca, Phelan and Appleby sort of smashed up East Ringwood's mid and gained a bit of the territory game and then gave their forwards a chance. So it's a good game to watch, though. Jubilee Park is in fantastic condition. So
as my man said, you could basically putt on it. So
yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Did I interrupt you then before, Harry? Or?
Yeah, you're good, mate. Keep going.
First division saw Bowie's Montrose go down to South Belgrade by 19 points. And then Mitcham defeated North Ringwood by 32 points, setting up a date with Montrose next week. Bowie, I'll get your thoughts on the game from Saturday and what was said at what's the focus for you boys this week heading into a prelim against Mitcham?
Yeah, well, obviously we've played them before 3 times this year.
For 3 wins, is it?
3 wins, yes.
Yeah, you got the upper edge over them, so you must be feeling that must be good going into the game.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. We've got a really good game plan set this week. They've got some good players. You look at Tommy Lovell as one guy. They've just got a few good players that we'll look at matchup wise. But yeah, hopefully same conditions as last week. It was a nice dry game. Tormore's in good nick. Came for a bit of a thriller. We'll see how we go.
The possibility of Parenti coming back in, does that worry you?
Yeah, I heard about this back from Europe. I mean, if he wants to play, then good luck to them. Because you to come back after a Europe trip, game back in prelim final, it's going to be red hot. I'll say good luck. So
yeah, I agree. Should be interesting, mate. We wish you all the best in the big game.
Thank you.
We'll move to Division 2, which saw Baronia beat Templestowe quite comfortably, 113-48. And then Heathmont, 77-point winners over Waverley Blues, sending the Waverley Blues out in straight sets.
Wow, that's massive.
So that's a pretty big upset there. So
Waverley were meant to be the team to beat
early
in the year.
Early on in the year, they were pretty hot. So they've had a fall from grace. So I think you can all but say that this is Baronia's final series to lose.
Yeah.
They've been the better side all year. So Templestowe play Heathmont for a spot in the grand final against Baronia. So I think Templestowe will be too strong, though.
Yeah, Templestowe should get the win over them, and can't see them beating Baronia.
Yeah, thanks for that input, mate. Good on you. Oh, that's great. Look at his face. He's disgusted. I hope so.
Look at him.
I think he's just been a fuckwit. Division 3 grand final. I think our man Blakey's calling this, so that's why he's unavailable because he's got no voice. But
his voice
Furniture Gully defeated Oakley Chargers by 18 points, which has set them up to take on Donvale in the grand final. I don't know a hell of a lot about this league, but I think Don Val will be too strong.
I think Oakley Chargers don't play in that league, mate.
Oh,
So,
sorry, Oakley District, they're called.
yeah, Nick Dacos is just running around, mate.
Yeah, fucking hell. Jet Hartman's having to run around. Yeah. So Don Val Furniture Gully Grand Final on Saturday at Jubilee Park. Might have to kick Bowie off his putting practice there, but that's all right. Division 4 now. Surrey Park defeated Scoresby by 29 points to set up a date with Kilsyth on Sunday at East Ringwood Reserve. So that'll be a good game. Two best sides all year. I think it's 2-2, the head-to-head. So
Yeah,
that'll be a
massive, mate. Massive game in
Yeah.
Div 4.
yeah, pretty big. So
Can't wait.
are you going to head to that one, Bowie, or not?
Yeah, I'll be there, mate. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'll see you there then. I think that's all we got for local footy. Anything else local footy there, boys?
No, just good luck to Bowie on the weekend.
Yeah, good luck to Bowie.
Thanks, mate.
We'll see you at the Dossa after.
Oh, you absolutely will if we win.
Yeah, so local footy wrapped up. Just looking at our segment. What do we got next to talk about? The FIFA Basketball World Cup. Harry or Beau? Who wants to take this one away, boys?
Oh, give it a go, mate. Why don't you give us a go?
Yeah, boys. I've been tuning into as much as I can. Geez, did you see that Jordan game yesterday? I forgot who they played. They played New Zealand yesterday. Hollis Jefferson.
Oh, I did see this.
Wowee. He hit a 3-point and one. They were 6 points down. And then he hit a 3-point, got fouled, made it to bring it back in overtime. And yeah, I didn't actually catch the end score though, but it was a good game to watch. I think he dropped 40 points.
New Zealand won by 8.
Yeah, so they ran away with it in the end. There was a
Yeah.
lot of foul trouble for Jordan. But yeah, the Aussies, I don't know.
You got to beat Greece or whatever they are. Japan, actually. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Live now as we speak.
What's the scores then, mate? Give it to us.
Australia 7, Japan 2.
Nice.
Just started.
Blow the
that
song.
was
Yeah, blow the sign.
that was in my roughie actually. So sneak peek.
Yep, sneak peek there for sure.
Hey, what about Canada? Average winning margin of 42.5 over 2 games.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's
Yeah, you reckon they're the best chance to beat US?
Right now, yes. Them and Slovenia, I'd say.
Yeah, right.
Dylan Brooks just carrying the team.
Fuck
Yeah.
that guy. Fucking.
But,
just a question from one of the boys. Why should the Boomers bring Josh Giddey? Should the Boomers bring Josh Giddey off the bench and start Dante Exum?
No.
No.
I don't know. I don't agree with it. No.
Who said that?
Matt Dwyer was the man of that comment.
Big old Milky.
Milky boy. A few of us disagreed with him. Someone said I don't agree. It's not the worst idea though. So I think it's something around team balance, but I think you got to start Giddey. Surely.
He's our best player.
Yeah, he's been the best player. So
interesting take by the big milkman.
Was for sure. So who's your obviously USA still the hot favourites to win? I'd imagine.
Going Canada.
Yeah,
You going Canada?
Yeah, I'm going Canada too. Yeah.
Is that all right with you, mate?
I'd love to see that. Yeah, that's more than fine.
Yeah, good, mate.
So who they defeated Lebanon and then France, was it?
Yeah, beat France first up and then smashed Lebanon.
Yeah, and they got Lativa.
Yeah, mate.
Lavia tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today, sorry. 11:30 at night. So
Can we just get? How do you say it, mate?
no, I'm not doing that. Fuck you.
Latvia.
There you go.
Feels like we've got Blake on this podcast still.
Cunny fun. Yeah. So anything else on the basketball, boys? Or
no, I don't think really else. Just do we think France basketball's in a bit of trouble, not making it through to the knockout stages?
Yeah, well, I
Coming in
reckon.
one of the favourites they were.
So who'd they lost to? I'm just looking.
Canada and Latvia.
Yeah, I don't think
Who
it's
who do Latvia have though? Like, what? No real big names, do they?
They got Darius Burtons. Remember him?
Oh yeah, Burton's. Yeah, he's
Yes.
close to San Antonio.
That's it. I don't know any other bloke here.
Nah.
They all play in the what's it called? European League.
Yeah. So they not got another game. That's it. Well, they got one
I
more.
think they have one more game, but they can't make it, France.
Sorry, they're playing at the moment. They're currently tied with Lebanon.
Oh God, Lebanon suck.
Yeah, Lebanon are pretty shit.
So they could be in a world of hurt right now.
Rudy Gobert, the culture killer.
Mm.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
I think.
move on to NRL then.
Yeah, Harry, you want to do NRL? Or you?
I'll give it a go. Give it a go. So it's last round this week for.
Yeah.
So a couple of interesting games. Got the Broncos and the Storm. So that could shape what could be there. For there. Storm get a win and Broncos lose. Panthers can take top spot. And Storm can jump up into third. So
Yeah.
that's the first game of the week. Let's have a look. Well, they're top 8, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, there's from 8th to 11th, they're all on 12 points.
12 wins.
Yeah, that one. Eels don't play another game. They already played 24, so they won't make it unless
No, they can't make it.
something crazy is to happen. But I'll probably predict the Rabbitohs to make it ahead of all those teams from what I've seen throughout the year.
Yeah.
Really the only thing that can change. Unless the Raiders lose again, they can drop out if 2 teams are below and win. So that's the year so far. Now Dolphins are going to finish about 14th on the ladder. So our beloved Dolphins, unfortunately,
Yeah. Hot start. And dropped off pretty quick.
it's flying.
Who?
Dolphins.
Yeah.
But yeah. Don't really know much else. We'll get touch more on it once the finals start, I think.
Yeah.
Got any for us, Beau Tennant?
What's that?
Anything for us for NRL?
No, I got another little segment on the NRL in coming up. So
Big segments you got, mate?
just the 2, mate.
Just two. All right.
He's well prepared. I like it.
Yeah, should we go and move on to the golf then?
Yes, we should, Harry. We're all 3 golfers, so there'll be a bit of knowledge here. Bowie, I expect this is where you thrive.
Victor.
Harry.
Vote for him. So the last, well, I guess you say last round for them. So their grand final, the Tour Championship happened. Victor Hovland, a bit of a runaway winner in the end. What an ending!
Destroyed it. I don't know how you can have the championship winner get 27 under. Surely the conditions of the course needs to change.
He dominated, like 5th spot's 13 under. Like he beat 5th spot by 14 strokes. So
it's nuts.
Especially get at fucking East Lake. Like it's a tough course as it is. Like
he dominated the whole from start to finish. He never looked back really.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very impressive to go 7 under in the last round. So.
He had a 6-shot lead going into last though, didn't he, or something?
Yeah, but Agenda Shawfley shot an 8 under and was breathing at his heels for a little bit, but
yeah, that's true.
He was just too good.
Yeah.
Who was your pick, Caden, when we did this? Who was your pick to win?
I said Pat Cantley or Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler shit the bed in the last round.
Yeah. Patrick Cantley finished 5th, 4 under last round, 13 under for the tournament. So
Tommy Fleetwood, he finished type 6.
Yeah. Who was yours? That was yours, wasn't he?
Our boy Jason Day finished 3 over. So
yeah, it was
struggled a little bit.
Our boy Luke Glover.
Nothing. John Rahm shot a +4 in the last round, which would have lost him a heap of money.
Yeah.
On from finishing about tied 6th to tied 18th. Let's go early prediction for next year. What are we thinking? Who's winning next year?
I'm gonna go Max Homer. I reckon he's building. Had a
Very
good season, so he's my early tip.
this year, 9th this year for him.
Yeah,
Ollie?
I reckon Colin Morikawa. I reckon he's still so young and his swing is so pure.
Great, isn't it?
That he can just refine on his putting and chipping techniques. Because tell you what, he doesn't need to practice any long game stuff. That man has got on a string. But yeah, I reckon Colin. I reckon he's a gun.
I like it, mate.
What's the next tournament that, like, obviously they have a bit of a break, but is the Ryder Cup coming up soon or International Cup, whatever it is?
Ryder Cup is coming up in the next month, I think.
Yeah.
So a couple of announcements they've made already for players, but there'll be more after the Tour Championship. Now they'll start to release the rest of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting because there's a lot of great international players in here. Like you got Victor Hovland, the first Norwegian player to ever win the Tour Championship. So there'll be some good players in there. So it'll be interesting to see if the internationals can get a win over the US.
Hope they can. Be nice. Be good to see him get up, but who knows?
Will be. You reckon next year Will Zalatoris will have a chance coming back from his back injury?
Yeah.
It's much of a worry.
It's like you look at Tiger, it's not easy to come back from a back injury in golf, but
Do you reckon his putting stroke's a big key for him? Is what something he needs to work on?
maybe. Yeah.
It's shaky under the putts he is.
Can be, yeah. Good long game though.
Very good long game. I think if he can get his short game going, he's could be right up there next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You got anything on it, Bowie?
Yeah, I think he's a good player. Putting strokes atrocious. But yeah, if he can work on it, he can definitely become. I reckon he can become a top 5 player.
I mean, he was going it through that middle part at we're looking at the Masters and then into the next couple of tournaments. He finished, I think, tied second 3 tournaments in a row or something. So
yeah, it's a bit stiff.
definitely got it in him to be that caliber type of player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on. I think the next segment we got here is the US Open tennis. I'm not a tennis fan, so I'll let you two knuckleheads take that over.
I'm not a big tennis fan, but do follow it when it's in Australia usually. But do you know much about it, Bowie?
Oh, I'm not really a massive fan too. All I know is that the in the round 1, we did have a Aussie go through. What's that, mate?
Jakarta, is that his name?
No, female player.
I was going to say, wasn't it a female?
Yeah.
Alien bloke as well.
Oh, really? Olivia Gadicki.
Oh, yeah. We had an
So,
Australian lose in the men's and some bloke win in the men's as well.
oh, okay. Yep. Yeah.
Jakarta, his name is. So, don't know who the fuck he is, but
yeah. But it's I don't know. The US Open's always pretty cool to watch. I only watched sort of like the main final, but yeah.
well, obviously no Nick Kyrgios this time pulled out injured. So
Yeah, been playing too much PlayStation.
yeah, so that's all. Who would want to give us a prediction for your male and female champions?
Got no idea, mate.
The women's, I'm going Coco Gauff.
Yeah, I'll go that because her name's cool.
Yeah, and the Joker, I'm going for the men.
No, I hate that dude.
I hate him as well, but he's fucking too good at tennis to lose.
I'm going Dominic Thiem because he's a sexy man.
I like it. Okay, and you want to give us anything or?
No, I don't know, mate. Novak Djokovic and Victoria Azarenka, she's still fucking ticking on.
No fucking clue if she's been honest.
neither do I. That's the first female tennis player that came to my head. So
Thanks for that, mate. Really appreciate it.
Nah, that's all right.
Well, will you move on to the BBL and the APL then?
Yeah, I don't think there's much to touch on the BBL. Just at the last group of
Been a few player movements.
the last group of draft nominations came out. So Quinton de Kock, Jason Holder, Shahid Khan, Rashid Khan, Harris Ralph, Mohammed Rizwan, Sinkanda Raza, Nashim Shah, and Razi van der Dursen all got nominated. There's a little bit of trade. Matthew Wade signed on with the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Tim Payne joined the Strikers as a coach.
Yeah, I saw that.
Joel Davies and Ollie Davies both signed on with their respective clubs. Brendan Doggett signed on with Adelaide Strikers. Big hitting Josh Brown. Look out for him this tournament. Signed on for Brisbane Heat.
Watch your roofs. He might hit it into it.
Yeah. Mitch Swepson signed for 2 years at Brisbane Heat. Liam Hatcher, 2 years at Sydney Thunder. Jake Fraser McGurk at the Renegades.
The Gherkin.
Jackson Bird at the Sydney Sixers. And that's about it, I think. One of our Will Parker, we spoke to him on Saturday, didn't we, Beau? So
yeah, what's he sort of doing? He's just came out of Darwin playing cricket.
Yeah, he said he said keep your eye out in the media for his signing at a club. So won't put too much. Won't say where, but yeah, he said there's a spot come up at a club, so he's looking to sign there. So hopefully he can get a signing. As I drop my fucking beer all over me. Fuck.
Not the sun gazer, mate.
Sun gazer. But yeah, should be good. I think the BBL draft gets underway on Sunday, so perfect timing for our potty next week. So we'll have some more news on that.
Yes, we will.
For sure. So EPL, Harry, did you follow it a little bit? You can
Yeah, a little bit. No surprises, Man City on top. No surprises there.
Do you follow the soccer, Bowie? Just quickly.
No.
Nah, it's all right.
There's nothing crazy really going on. Everton at the bottom of the table. It's a bit of a surprise, but
yeah,
I'm sure they'll come good and get out of that relegation zone by the end of the year. That's really the only surprising one so far. Nothing else is really too surprising at the moment, but I think Man City will keep going and they're going to win it again. Team's too dominant.
Are they the hot favourites, are they? Or
by country mile.
Yeah, righto.
So they'll keep going, they'll win it again.
Yeah, interesting.
That's all at the moment. Nothing crazy's happening in
the APL there.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the segments of
Our
ours.
famous segments.
And since we've got no Blakey Tennant, I'll give Dossa his introduction like he loves to do.
Thanks, mate.
It's now time for Dossa's Multi.
Oh, that actually sounded like Blake as well.
Yeah, gave it my all, mate. Don't worry.
Good on you, mate. I'll quickly read through last week's multi. Sydney Roosters beat the West Tigers, so that was a green tick. Arsenal drew with Fulham, so Red Cross. Australia defeated Finland in the FIBA Basketball World Cup, so green tick. Sri Lanka beat, I can't even remember who they were playing, Zimbabwe maybe in the cricket, so that's a tick. But then France lost to Canada in the FIBA Basketball World Cup, so 3 out of the 5. Unfortunately, there was no win this week in the multi, but what were you saying then, Beau?
Yeah, I was just going to say I lost my house because of that, but
anyway. Sorry, mate. Did you get on my famous tip, though?
Nah, what was it?
Nah, Strombus stormed home and got the win, so I think that's 3 weeks in a row. My hot tips got up.
Yes, it is.
Maybe 4, so it's on fire at the moment. I'll read through my multi for this week. So, first leg in the NRL, Penrith to defeat North Queensland. That'll give you $1.27. In the EPL, Chelsea to defeat Nottingham Forest, $1.36. In the NFL practice match, I've been told by Harry, Kansas City Chiefs to defeat Detroit, $1.32. Geelong to defeat the Bulldogs in the AFLW, $1.30. Essendon to defeat Hawthorn in the AFLW, $1.36. So you put those 5 legs together to give you $4.40. And my hot tip for the weekend, on Saturday at Randwick in the Sportsbet Sydney Sprint, I'm going with Giga Kick.
Oh, good horse, that one. Great horse.
Great horse. Likes Randwick's track. So that's
who's jumping on that?
Yeah, I'll be jumping on that for sure.
No, as in the jockey.
He's awesome.
I don't know. J-Mac, maybe? Nah, I'm not too sure. To be honest.
Collette, maybe.
It's at Sydney, so who?
Jason Collette?
Maybe. Jason Collette. I'm just trying to think who else. It's Sydney jockeys. I don't know.
Craig Williams.
Oh, well.
Maybe getting close to the spring carnival, boys. So
gearing up for a big one.
Yeah.
Get those suits ready, boys.
What a fucking horse!
Wait. A few of those, mate.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
Sure. All right, next segment.
Off to old Beau Tennant said this time. I wonder if he's got his roughie for us this week after Blakey couldn't produce a roughie for us.
Yep, no, I've got a roughie. I've gone out of the box a bit here.
I like that. Yeah, that's good.
So, as always, boys, gamble irresponsibly, chuck mum's house on it, and all the best. So I made this one up. Mitcham to win by 60 points this Saturday, $8.70. Japan to beat Australia tonight, actually.
Already happened, so that's great.
$13.
Were they paying $13?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Fulham to beat Man City, $16.
Sorry.
As Harry already mentioned, Man City are the team to beat, so chuck the house on it. Canberra to beat Cronulla in the NRL, $2.80. Now, with all these odds added together, you will get a nice $40.50 ticket on your way to a mansion living in Los Angeles and a Ferrari, 4 of them. So gamble irresponsibly, boys.
Love it, Chloe.
I love that.
You got anything else for us in your 94 segments you've said it throughout the show?
I do, actually. I've got the segment overreaction or reaction.
Here we go. Let's see who does it better. Which Tennant?
All right. So,
Ali.
Can we bleep that out or something? Or what?
Yeah,
can we get her on this episode? Or
turn up. So we've got a few different sports here. 28 score reviews over the weekend in the AFL. Overreaction or reaction?
Jeez.
1 game, bet 3 a game, bet 1 a quarter.
No, I reckon that's probably
a reaction. I reckon that's fair.
What did you say? Over?
Reaction.
Yeah, I was going to say, I reckon it's reaction. It's probably fair.
Yeah, because previously I think it was around 9.
Really? I reckon it's an overreaction from the other weeks, and they've been told to any danger at all review.
Yeah.
You knew there was going to be a spike from what happened, so
yeah, for sure.
McElroy a bust this year.
Ooh, overreaction.
I'm going overreaction as well.
He's had a pretty good season, I think.
He broke the record for the longest driving distance in a whole season. So,
okay. Have we hyped the Dolphins too much?
Overreaction.
Yeah, overreaction. We definitely did.
Not enough hype.
Yeah. Fair enough. Retirement send-off for Tipper.
Overreaction.
Reaction.
Yeah. Felt sorry for poor old Andrew Phillips.
Yeah.
Tipper's getting chaired off and Phillips is just standing there getting fuck all. So
I honestly don't think Tipper needed a send off. I feel like it's a prestigious thing to get sent off like that.
but
No,
what's he actually done in his career though? Like,
That's what I mean.
yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, I was surprised by it, to be honest.
Anyway, and then the last thing I've got, Kader Mackey. Can he pull? Yes or no?
Oh, fuck off!
I'm going yes. I've seen this man.
Thank you, Harry.
And I'm going to go yes, he can.
Thanks,
Yep.
boys.
Yes. What do you reckon, Bowie?
Maybe.
Can we switch this one up? Can Beau Tennant pull anything over a 5? Yes or no?
Beau Tennant could not pull a lid off a container.
Well, at least he's honest.
Fair enough.
Nah, I like that. Good segment, Bowie.
Yeah, love it.
Really
All
good.
right. And I've got my one. So my what is it? Hot take? Is that my one? Yeah, hot
I don't know,
take.
your fucking segment, mate.
Hot take. This year's All Australian squad is the worst All Australian squad in the last 5 years. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm gonna agree because I think the selectors are corrupt.
I'd agree.
Agree. Yeah, agree.
So that was my thoughts exactly. I think there's a lot of people who missed out that you can easily replace this year. That's my thinking.
There's just too many big heads on the selection panel, I think, to be honest with you. Like Kane Corns shouldn't be on there. Probably
Right.
argue Richo. Richo's probably pretty good at it though. I'd love to see something come out on who selected who.
I agree. How they did it.
Yeah, like who didn't select Taranto in the team?
I would like to know.
Or, yeah, who selected Jackson?
Like what they do with the Norm Smith, they put out their votes on everything. Why can't they do something like that?
And the criteria that they base it off, like there's got to
Yeah.
be something that we're missing out on.
Yeah, I agree. And then I've got a hot tip on the week. My hot tip is Man City to beat Fulham 4-0. Paying $1.50.
Nah, no way, mate.
So me and Bowie are going head to head. We'll get him on next week and we'll see who's correct.
No chance.
Right.
That's good. Is that it?
That's all we've got time for. Oh, yeah, I'm done. That's my go. I'm done.
Yes, sweet. So if you want to shoot us an email, you can find our email address at, hang on, let me just give you a bit of paper here. All talk with BTHK Dossa@gmail.com. And if you want to hit us up on Instagram, it's all sport podcasts __. And we also have a Twitter and X account called All Sport BTHK CM. And if you want to hit Beau Tennant up on Instagram, you can find him at beau.tennant3. So we'll put his number up on our Instagram account. I think he said before when he came on that he's got an advertisement for free puppies. So hit him, call him for more details on that. So
yeah, added to his happy draw.
Yeah.
There's definitely not much going in that DM game. So
that's very good. Thanks heaps for joining us, Bowie. We really appreciate it, mate.
Thanks for taking a night off the ladies for us, mate. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, don't worry. I haven't palmed off any Tinder dates like Caden to be on here tonight. So
yeah,
but it's a pleasure to be on. I'm sure the views might pick up a bit more now, and you don't have to listen to old mate Blakey all the time. So it's been good fun, boys.
Are you gonna listen to this when it gets released, mate, or are you gonna skip this one?
No, mate. No, every 10 o'clock at work, always chuck it on, have it on. So don't you worry, I'll be listening in.
Any of your work colleagues tune in as well or not?
Yeah, no, I've shared it around. So a few of the boys love it. So yeah, that's
Beautiful.
good.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shout out Plumber's Choice.
Plumber's Choice, place to be.
Good mate. Good mate.
Good luck on the weekend, Bowie. We'll touch on the result in the podcast next week. But from all sports, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, mate. Thanks.
He's not giving me much now, is he?
He's a bit nervous. Got to be sure.
He's
No.
bit stage fright. But yeah, I'll see you for Sunday breakfast, Bowie, after we go to Dossa or something.
Yeah, that room's looking pretty good.
Oh, is it ever?
Yeah.
Very good. All right, I think that wraps us up. So another episode. Thanks for tuning in. Harry actually spoke a little bit more this week, so it's good to see him.
No problem.
Growing a bit of a beard there, mate, as I can see.
Yeah, unlike yours. What's yours been? 2 years you've been growing that one?
I heard it was 21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, about that. So anyway, that's all right. Win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you do, mate. Don't you?
What?
You do, don't you?
Yeah, just a quick score update. The Aussies in the basketball 45, Japan 28. So
Far out.
Bowie's rough. He's not looking too good here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, his tip's struggling.
Yeah.
I'll get a few Japanese snipers in there and we'll be right.
Fortnite snipers. All right. Good on you, boys. All the bloody best.
Go Munchos. Woo!